Mortanis Prisoners is a first-person survival horror game set within a Third Reich concentration camp. A setting that immediately suggests heavy thematic potential, but ultimately serves very little narrative purpose. This is a missed opportunity considering how powerful such a setting could have been in the horror genre. The biggest issue with the game is its length. I completed it in under 2 hours on my first attempt, and that really hurts the experience. There are a couple of additional modes, including a hardcore option, clearly intended to extend replayability. However, outside of chasing trophies or achievements, there's very little incentive to jump back in. The core experience doesn't evolve in order to justify a second run. Graphically, the game is serviceable, but just so, as it is very much in line with what you'd expect from a small indie title. Textures and models are fine, but nothing stands out visually. Where the game really shines is in its atmosphere. The environments are constantly creepy, and the unsettling sound design does a lot of the heavy lifting. Echoing footsteps, distant metal clangs, and sudden audio cues create genuine tension. For a while, the mood successfully carries the experience, even when the gameplay itself doesn't fully capitalize on that tension. The controls are generally fine, but the absence of a jump or crouch button is noticeable, even if the game never really needs them. One small but awkward design choice is the button mapping. I noticed the game didn't have an ammo count, but it appeared when I pressed the genre standard reload button. What didn't happen was the gun reloading. There was a separate button for that, which seemed unnecessary. Enemy variety is extremely limited. There are only a handful of enemy types and a single boss encounter, and none of them feel particularly threatening. Ammo is plentiful enough that you never truly feel like you're surviving, which undercuts the survival horror label. Resource management tension is almost non-existent. As expected, there are a few puzzles sprinkled throughout, but they're fairly simple. You can also skip them if you get stuck, but have the items in your inventory necessary to solve them. I actually skipped one on accident, as the button used to cancel commands is the skip button on puzzle screens specifically, which feels like an avoidable oversight. Mortanis Prisoners is a perfectly serviceable indie horror title. It delivers strong atmosphere and competent controls, but its short runtime, limited enemy variety, and shallow mechanics prevent it from leaving a lasting impression. It's not bad, just lacking. Given how quickly it can be completed, this is a game best picked up on a steep discount. If you're looking for a brief horror experience with solid atmosphere and don't mind a lack of depth, you might find it worthwhile. Otherwise, there simply isn't enough here to fully recommend at full price. Mortanis Prisoners earns a 5 out of 10.